just never, I'll die on this hill. I will die on this hill, Matt. There is no way that we can spend 12 months a year talking about you're not going to be any good in the SEC unless you're good in the trenches. And then when it comes time to, well, what are you excited to see the most? Nobody talks about the trenches. So, well, they had a bad year. Well, they weren't very good in the trenches. It equates every single time. You do realize that, right? Every team, you can go to the offensive and defensive lines, and if they were pretty good, that team was probably pretty good. If they were excellent, that team was probably excellent. If they were terrible, that team was probably pretty terrible. Unless you have a guy like Lenore Sellers who is able to mitigate some of that, and he was able to do that until they were able to get a little bit better. So that's going to be point A and point B, replacing the dudes on the defensive side of the ball, replacing the guys on the offensive side of the ball, and looking at all the young guys that they've recruited and they've been developing. Let's see how much they've developed.
Yeah, and I think that when you look at both sides, the offensive line, defensive line, it really helps to have a Josiah Thompson at left tackle just penciled in, and it really helps to have a defensive end like Dylan Stewart. That helps both lines. I think that might be one of the reasons that Gamecocks lost a lot from both sides, but to have those two young guys back, and you just assume, the next 2 years, it's find people around them.